Disney's live-action remake of The Lion King is actually funnier than the original. Here's my drive time review. So I was one of those people questioning why Disney would remake such a classic. Because how in the world are you going to recapture the emotion and the beautiful music soundtrack from the movie? But Jon Favreau is the man. He did it for The Jungle Book, which I absolutely loved. It looked great, great story. And he cracked it again here on The Lion King. You felt the same emotion, the music. I'm still humming to it. I woke up humming it and singing it in the day. And it's just really catchy. But who stole the show was, believe it or not, Seth Rogen, Billy Eichner, and John Oliver. They added so much fun to the movie that it was just a really good time. And it went by very, very quick. It's under 2 hours, of course. And they play the trio, the funny trio. So John Oliver is Zazu, and he's very funny in it. But when we get to the scenes with Pumbaa and Timon, that's when the movie really gets going. Their humor was just so spot on. It was amazing. They stole the show. Everyone is saying that. They're the scene stealers. And they just made the film so much fun. And they updated a lot of the dialogue and the language. They threw in some Easter eggs. And I think they did it really, really well. I actually really enjoyed it. So the movie plays out pretty much like the original, as expected. But I think the humor and the change in some of the dialogue by updating it really worked. And it didn't bother me. But to see it in live action is giving you a different experience. And you can enjoy the beauty of Africa. Seeing the Lion King reenacted in a live action setting was different in the sense that you feel like you're watching something new even though you know the storyline. But it felt very new. During the scene where Mustafa dies, obviously if you haven't watched the movie, everyone knows the story, so I'm not spoiling anything. If you haven't seen the movie, I don't think kids are watching this movie, or watching this review, so there's my excuse. But you know he's going to die, but when you see it, there's still... I still shed a little bit of tears because it's very sad. His father, this boy, little lion, a cub, losing his father. So it was still raw emotion. And I think that was going to be the pivotal scene where if you don't feel emotion at this point, then the movie's just not going to do it for you. Because even though you know the story, it's presented in a different way, different visually. But if those emotions are still evoked, then it did its job. And for me, that did the job. Because I thought, I knew this was going to happen. Why am I, shedding a little tear? And speaking of Mufasa, hearing James Earl Jones once again voice Mufasa was one of the highlights of the remake. He's got such an iconic voice. Of course, he's the voice of Darth Vader as well. That no actor could have replaced him. So I'm glad the man is still around to have done that. The other voices include Alfre Woodard, John Oliver, as I mentioned, and you have Donald Glover as the adolescent Simba, and Beyonce as Anala. Now, my only gripe with the film was that I wasn't a fan of those. Well, Donald Glover, I think, did a good job, but I think it needed an extra little playing with the voice to make it maybe a little deeper. I don't know, that's just my personal choice. But Beyonce, she's got a great singing voice, so I can see why they hired her to play Nala. But these characters, I'm assuming, are adolescents at this point. And Donald Glover can pass for an adolescent, but Beyonce couldn't. And another thing is, the young Nala, the actress who played young Nala, and Beyonce, who played adolescent Simba, not Nala, sorry, their voices did not match. We obviously know what Beyonce sounds like, so they should have matched that as far as her intonations with the young Nala, but they didn't. So it's a little off-putting that the voices don't match in the terms of how they speak. So that was my only complaint about the movie. So let us know in the comments below if you've changed your mind either way, whether you're a naysayer and not planning on going to see this remake, or maybe now you're interested. So comment below.